So that did not take long. About 3 turns after I ended that last video, a war that I kind of hinted at ended up happening. I'm going to be honest, I kind of had a little bit of a nerdgasm when this popped up. I'm super excited for this. Finally, we have the two Middle Eastern powers going to war. We will see exactly what are the results for this. Now, something to keep in mind are the proximity nations, specifically Korea and France. France is the big one now. If the Ottomans look like they're going to lose this, then I can almost guarantee you that the French will join in. The French will try to take Konya away. They'll take Istanbul, Bursa, and I don't know. It'll be a little bit tougher, I think, to get over towards the Ottoman, the eastern side of the Ottoman Empire, but we'll see what happens. So I don't know. I don't know really if the Persians are ready for this. Now, here's the thing. A lot of the Persian coastal cities might fall here, because we just talked about the massive privateer fleet that the Ottomans had up. Now, obviously, well, actually, it might be kind of close in the Caspian Sea. Now, both of these nations, they do share a border along the Caspian Sea. The Ottomans to the south, the Persians to the north. The Persians have a bunch of caravels, and the Ottomans have 3 privateers. I don't really know who would win that sort of battle. Oh, man. So that's why. Clearly the Ottomans, because the Ottomans declared war on Persia, clearly the Ottomans must have saw something like a turn before the Persians, or before everybody else saw something. Maybe the Indians are getting ready to war with Persia. Clearly, this might lead to, well, this will for sure almost lead to the fall of Persia. However, we talked about this. If France goes to war with Persia, France, I don't think, is going to have the advantage here. They're going to have to squeeze through St. Petersburg. I don't think I know that Napoleon and Korea are still friends as of now, but it's going to be Korea that has the distinct advantage to take over these cities. You know, Siam might even be able to join in technically. I mean, every nation, because of these weird borders, Persia really is open to an attack from so many different sides. It sucks to see, because I was a really big fan of Persia. I loved Persia. I know that I was rooting for the Ottomans, but I really liked Persia. Spain might join in too. I thought Persia was such a cool civ to kind of come out of nowhere and become this power briefly. We'll see if they can defend themselves. I mean, they might be able to for a little bit. I think the Ottomans will do a lot of damage to the Persian military, and that's ultimately going to give Korea a lot of success, at least in terms of the northern Persian Empire. When it comes to the Persian, oh my gosh, France is already going after it. I was going to say I thought the Ottomans would actually make most of the conquests of most of the Persian cities that bordered the Mediterranean, but it looks like it will be France instead. So France is going to grab a whole lot of North African colonies, it looks like. Oh my gosh. So if the Ottomans are lucky, they will grab the Suez Canal, if they are lucky. It also really depends on what France does. I think France could easily go to war with Persia and then just switch it and go to war with the Ottomans right afterwards. It's going to be big to also see who takes over these northern Persian cities. Korea, again, desperately needs this stuff. They need both cities. If they can grab both of these cities, even if they can grab the Persian capital, I mean, it would be a big, big deal. It looks like, honestly, the Ottomans are already kind of starting to stall out. I don't see a lot of land units. Obviously, they have the massive navy and the massive fleet in the Eastern Mediterranean and in the Black Sea. But besides that, in terms of their actual military, they've ran out of a lot. Also notice that a lot of the archaeologists are gone, which is kind of interesting. Over the break, Spain and Denmark declared war, by the way. Forgot to mention that. Didn't really want to start a video up for a Spanish-Denmark war, so I was just like, oh, whatever. Okay, so several different results could come from this. This is a big, big deal. It's funny because it's not really... This is like the most exciting war you could get without great powers being at war against each other. Because it directly impacts these great powers. And because France stole this Persian city away first, it means that they have pretty much locked away. Well, the Ottomans could try to squeeze through here, but it's unlikely. Also, why is Spain north of Fez and in the Carthaginian coast, off the Carthaginian coast? That doesn't make any sense. France is going to roll over this stuff really fast, though, and they'll probably even take Thebes. The Ottomans might only make like one gang or so. Maybe, potentially. Look, France is already here. Oh my gosh. This might, I'm surprised. You know, when I saw that war, when I initially saw that war declared, I was like, well, Santiago has been taken by Denmark? Really? How is Denmark able to do this? What is Denmark even doing? I'm so confused. My apologies, I got sidetracked there for a second. So when this war was first declared, I thought this would be, most of the advantage would go to Korea. I actually thought that the Ottomans would also grab a lot of strength here too. Doesn't seem like that's going to take place at all. The French actually could squeeze in even more units. It really depends on who's going to take this city over. Now, if it's the Ottomans, the French and the Ottomans have open borders. Right now, even though they're friendly, the Koreans and the French do not have open borders. So that will cause a difference maker. Bam, France has an immediate 2 melee units right here next to this city, while the Koreans still have to fight through multiple Persian units. The French might really start to snowball, and this is exactly what they needed. And it's funny because they're gonna piggyback off of the Ottomans. Maybe the Ottomans just destroyed like 1 or 2 units, and that was all they really needed for the French and Korean alliance to decide to declare the war. I guess so. Nuclear missile. Wow, so they already have nuclear missiles too. I wonder if they're going to drop anything. So Thebes is going to fall. Now that's going to lead to whole new borders along in Africa that a lot of the African nations like Egypt, like the Congo, like the Ashanti, that they're going to have to now be worried about Napoleon. For this entire campaign, they didn't have to, but now they really need to stress. They need to stress the importance of staying defensive. Denmark and the British are still here, and they've ended up surviving, so you never know. Congo Ashanti, all right. So that was Congo declaring war on the Ashanti. Looks like it will be pretty evenly matched in terms of technology for the most part. I see them both having infantry units as well as artillery. But it looks like the Congo might have a little bit more in terms of the numbers to their advantage. I wouldn't be surprised if the Zulu try to take back their city. No Bamba. Are there any other Persian possibilities? Future Persian wars? And I guess Egypt, boom, there we go. Like I said, Egypt. So they could take Memphis. France would definitely take over Thebes here. They might even take over all these cities. All 3 northern Persian cities. Oh my goodness. So Carthage will fall next turn to Napoleon. Wow. And it's funny because I know that everyone is making comparisons to France of being like Nazi Germany. I mean, now the comparisons are uncanny. Kind of them going after North Africa like this. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, there you go. There's a small gang there for the Ottomans grabbing Carthage. Okay, that was kind of needed. That was kind of desperately needed. Wait a second. Oh, but Persia grabbed it back. Oh my gosh. So that will well, let's see. Is there any melee units? Yeah, there's 2 so France will grab Carthage for themselves, and that'll be that. Persia might take over this Ottoman city, which will be a pretty big loss of strength there. The Suez Canal isn't even under siege by the Ottomans. This city's still alive, and France is going hard after Susa. There will be a race for the Persian capital. Persian capital is a pretty big city. Wow. I'm in shock here. Just like that, in like literally a video, boom, Persia gone. That is what we're witnessing here. That is the power of the French and Korean alliance. Which again, I don't see that lasting. I cannot see that lasting. Maybe that's the final war that France will get themselves involved into. Who knows? I also need to keep in mind the Ashanti Congo War. Obviously, it has less of an impact on the game, but it's still a really big deal. We'll see if the Congo go after Casablanca. It's pretty much undefended for the most part. There it is. Bam. France has denounced Korea. There it is, the end of the friendship, and the backstabbing will begin. Oh, the Ottomans will take this back. So the Ottomans will grab this city. Good for them. It's a small gang, but it's still a very small victory for the world there, stopping the Nazi French Empire. They're autocratic, right? I think Napoleon is an autocratic nation, so we could possibly imagine a world where maybe the Nazis formed in France. I'm not going to make any more comparisons like that, but I'm just saying. Some people have made that argument in the comment section. It's just very interesting to see the lore that you guys talk about in the comments. It makes this series so much better to read your guys' lore about like what's going on in all these battles. It's really cool. So it looks like the French will also grab this city, which will bring, again, another very interesting front between the Koreans and the French. The Koreans don't even care about the city, actually. It looks like they're focused here, and they'll take that over, I think, quite easily. Again, now Siam could decide to do something if they wanted to. I think I wouldn't be surprised if, I probably won't notice it, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see that notification pop up where it's like, France and Siam have become friends. Like that. I swear that is going to pop up, and it is going to crack me up because we can only prepare. We're only just going to prepare for that, that French-Siamese alliance. Okay, so we have Korea playing against Russia, and France playing against Spain. Okay, next turn. There will be a race for Memphis. I think I could see Egypt grabbing Memphis, but it'll be a very, very bad idea for the AI, which I guarantee you they'll do, whether it's France or whether it's Egypt. Somebody's going to try to cross the Red Sea, and Persia is going to make that nation pay heavily with the submarines here. So we'll see who makes that mistake. Yep, so this is going to go to the French, unless the Ottomans can get incredibly lucky. I didn't realize the Ottomans had lost this city. So the Middle East is just kind of broken down as a whole. The other thing is that now this entire Ottoman territory will... they pieced out, but did they piece out for cities? They did not. They do hold Carthage, though. Northwest Africa is such a weird border, such a weird part of the world. So strange. Congo with a random colony here. Which might change with the Ashanti over this way. Mali with the smallest, strangest borders ever. Denmark grabbing a colony, and now Denmark going after Iberia. Spain is really losing a lot of strength all over the place. So Spain will definitely fall at some point. Just depends on who it is. It might be the British. More than likely, it could be the French. Canada staying quiet, as well as the Koreans are building up a fleet. No, and the Australians still have yet to... Oh, this is where they settled. Australia, that's what I was going to say. Australia has yet to begin the siege of Saigon. They just pieced out. Canada settled around Australian territory. Could lead to a future war at some point. Maybe, possibly. And a lot of battles going on here in sub-Saharan Africa. All right. Is it possible that we see all the Persian cities fall by 2 videos? That would be pretty incredible. Korea's having some trouble here because this lake is in the way. It's making it a lot harder to take over Susa. But they need to take this over desperately. What else did they take? They also grabbed the Suez Canal. Oh, man. Holy crap, man. I am in shock. Just like that, the borders, once again in this world, completely alter. Completely change, just like that. Let's see what Persia attempts. Again, Memphis could still technically fall to the Egyptians. And that would be another kind of small gang. I don't know if the Egyptians have processed their turn yet. Oh, boom, they captured this back. So that'll slow down the French a little bit. At least while the Koreans take Susa. Oh, and actually the Koreans are going to try to take this for themselves. It probably won't happen. Actually, maybe. The French will take back this city. The Persians will probably... They have all the fleets in the Caspian Sea that could continue to melee attack. I think this could go to Korea. If they're extremely lucky. All the population will be killed, but it's still very possible. Yeah, it's still quite possible. I think that we could see the Canadian-Korean alliance, maybe, potentially. Now that they're both out of friends. I don't think... Is Canada and France still friends? I don't remember off the top of my head. International Space Station proposed by Australia and science funding by Ramses of Egypt. What do we see here? A bomber. So we've only really seen nuclear missiles from France so far. Okay, let's see if our prediction comes true. They'll take this over. Persia will grab it back. But the Koreans got pushed out because they don't have open borders anymore. But that is a helicopter, so it can move in there pretty far. That is a helicopter gunship. So the Persians go next. I think they can take this over. Yeah, they've got enough units to take it over. But the massive French military is about to come and reinforce. So Persia captured it back. Russia and Colombia have peaced out. But the problem is that all these units here are blocking the way. And actually, the Persian AI might be distracted by... Oh! It's a very smart move by Korea. Wow. They just kind of came in here and just totally blocked the way. It is a race now for Persia. And honestly, Korea desperately needs this. What happened to Egypt? Are you serious, Egypt? So Memphis is going to fall to France because Egypt did something really, really dumb. Not too many developments have gone down between the Ashanti and the Congo. I mean, there's a race here. Boom. Okay, so there's the first one. This first Congo city has fallen. But now there's going to be a big, huge battle. Actually, it might end up being kind of a stalemate. Both of these nations are too similar in size, I think. Too similar in size. The Ashanti have an army of submarines, which they might bring down very soon. Yeah, so what happened, Egypt? How did you make this mistake? Did you embark? Did you... What happened? You really... You got a little bit ahead of yourself. If Egypt could take Memphis somehow, which they won't now. Or... Wait, what happened here? Oh, now they will. Egypt processes first. Maybe they got their units destroyed. Maybe that's what happened. Could Memphis still fall? Obviously, Egypt has open borders with France. It's possible that Memphis could still fall and Egypt would, you know, rip through it. But you never know. Now the siege of Mecca is going to begin. I didn't even realize that the French have this whole nother front that they could take the Persian capital. And that's obviously the most desired city, I'd say. So Korea is going to take this. And they're going to pull all... Oh my gosh, this is going to be big. Oh, this is so big if they take this over right now, which they will, I think. Yeah, boom. Pop all the French units back towards the west. That's huge. As well as they grab Susa, they can use the infrastructure to make it a race for the Persian capital. Oh, that is huge for Korea. Holy crap. That is big. And they desperately needed that. We'll see if my theory with Memphis happens. Where... maybe Persia will grab Memphis back, and then Egypt will grab Memphis for themselves. Oh, I didn't even realize that there's this... they'll be okay, I think, for the most part. But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see the end of Persia in the next video.